Hello and welcome. Do you really need 412 kilowatts to drive around with your family or with your kids in the back? Well, definitely not. But on the other hand, do we like to have that amount of power at our will whenever we need it? That's definitely yes. And today I will show you why the BMW M5 has become a benchmark in the automotive industry for sports sedan. Stay tuned for more. But wait a minute, because before going ahead with the actual test drive, I will show you a little bit the interior of this M5. Here I will tell you that the instrument panel has the classic info with the road speed and engine speed, and then some additional information at the bottom, like fuel gauge, the gear you're on, and oil temperature. Then an infotainment system that I'm not going to review, and here we have the gear selector. As you can see, the vehicle is equipped with an automatic transmission, but it's a dual clutch one. And this selector is surrounded by some options to change the settings or modes in the car. Here at the bottom, we have the gear shift logic, then the steering mode, the suspension mode, and the throttle response. And if you want to get rid of the traction control, there is a button for that as well. Right now, you can see that the throttle response, the suspension, and the steering are all in a sport mode, and I will keep them like that for the time being. I will change them later to Sport Plus, but I will definitely not use that boring aka comfort mode. So let's go under the hood, because here we have something that represents a major change compared with the previous generation. Here we have the 4.4-liter V8 twin turbo. Here in the engine, you can clearly see the two banks that look like two inline-4 engines coupled, and each one with their own air intake, their own turbo. And you can see here the turbo barely under the engine cover in the middle of the V cavity, and this is why this engine architecture is called hot V. And here you can also see the turbo cooling lines, which are very important, because without them, these turbos wouldn't last for a week here. But anyway, we have to admit that although this engine is a downsize from the previous M5 that had this massive, gorgeous, and at the same time problematic naturally aspirated V10, it clearly represents a rise in terms of power output. This monster here is paired to a dual clutch transmission I just mentioned, and that sent all the power to the rear wheels in a very suicidal way, in a very kamikaze way, and disable the traction control with the button I just showed you, and do that in a cold winter day. And that might be the last time you actually disable something. So, very, very careful with that. But today we have a very, very nice day, a beautiful day, nice conditions. So now we can go for a test drive. Let's go with the M5. We're going to change the settings, the driving mode, the suspension, and the steering. I will put Sport Plus on the engine and drivetrain. Comfort, for the suspension, I would change it to Sport, and the steering, I will also change it to Sport. These names are a little bit confusing because they use the Sport Plus, and the Sport is kind of normal, and the Sport Plus is really something like Sport.
but what they call comfort is absolutely boring, man. It's like it shouldn't even be included in the menu. So this is a section of the autobahn without speed limit. So we're going for the manual shift. I will go to fourth. drive it in these comfort settings is a waste of money and a waste of time and a waste of potential pleasure. And if you have a car like this, you're not going to drive it like comfort, economy, boring mode. You go sport, sport plus, race mode. These kind of modes are the suitable modes for a car with 400 kilowatts not this eco shit or yeah, comfort or which in other words says I am a grandpa with money. Tiny little Golf making the Porsche looks like a beginner. But this is a garbage Porsche. This is an electric shit. Taycan S. This is not the Porsche spirit. I mean, the Dr. Ferdinand Porsche will be rolling on his grave if he will know about this electric Porsche. So, after a full day with this elegant beast, as I like to call the M5, I have to say that I am disappointed. But not only because of the mechanical problem that I had that didn't allow me to go all the way in the autobahn. I am disappointed because we have two worlds in one car. We have the high power 400 kilowatts, 550, 560 horsepower, and we have this extreme softness, everything elegant in the inside, everything isolated, soft touch, soft close, soft everything, so you don't feel that power. It is just a mismatch. You can drive 200, 220, you feel like you are sitting in the living room of your house. Maybe I am biased because the last review that I made was with a Nissan 370Z, and that car is pure raw power. But in this case, I was expecting the combination of elegance, softness, and so on with the high power will bring me a better feeling. But the final thought, the final conclusion is that for me, it is a mismatch. Maybe when I will be 60, I will like a car like this, but I'm still young enough to feel the power, to drive that power. So I want a car that makes me feel like that. I don't know if you agree or you don't. Please let me know in the comments what do you think. And now I am closing for today. Thank you very much for watching this video, and see you next time. Cheers.